Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, let us journey back across the centuries to the Middle Ages, a time of stone castles rising from the mist, of winding village streets lit by the glow of lanterns, of bells echoing softly from distant towers. It was an age where life was hard, yet steady, where every craft was an art, and every day was bound by rhythm. As we walk through this world together, drifting gently from one trade to the next, let us slow down. Let us notice the details. The hammer, the chisel, the loom, the wheel. For each sound, each motion, repeats like breath itself. And as you listen, if this story brings you peace, remember to leave a like, to subscribe for more, and to share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let us begin our walk through time. In the center of the village, you hear it first, the ringing of iron against iron. Clear, steady, unhurried. Inside the smithy, the forge glows red, fire dancing with golden sparks. The blacksmith's arms rise and fall, guiding the heavy hammer. Each strike echoes, not harsh, but rhythmic, like the beating of a great heart. The air is warm, carrying the scent of smoke and iron. Bellows sigh as they feed the flames, breathing life into the fire. A bar of metal glows orange, then yellow, then white, shaped beneath steady hands. Horses wait outside for new shoes. Farmers bring tools, plows, sickles, hinges, locks. The hammer falls again, and again, never hurried, never stopping. Like waves upon the shore, each sound carries you deeper into calm. Further along, you find the mason at work. He kneels before a block of pale stone, his chisel tapping in soft, steady beats. Tiny chips fall, catching the light like dust of stars. He carves not for today, but for centuries. Each strike is patient, measured, precise. Around him rise unfinished walls of a cathedral that may not be completed in his lifetime. Yet he works, stone by stone, trusting that one day the tower will reach the sky. The air smells of lime and dust. Sunlight glows upon scaffolding, upon unfinished arches, upon silent statues waiting to be freed from their blocks. The sound is gentle. Tap, tap, pause. It repeats, like a slow heartbeat, like a lullaby. Inside a cottage, the weaver sits at her loom. The wooden frame creaks softly as she guides the shuttle from side to side. Threads stretch across, forming a pattern that grows slowly, endlessly. The colors are deep and rich. Indigo blues, soft reds, warm browns. Her hands move with memory, not thought, each gesture learned from years of practice. Clack, swish, clack, swish, the sound fills the quiet room. The air is scented with wool, with flax, with dye. Light filters through a small window, falling across the growing cloth. She pauses only to breathe, then begins again. The loom sings its soft, endless song, weaving fabric like time itself. Night falls upon the village. The watchman steps into the street, lantern in one hand, staff in the other. His boots strike the cobblestones in a steady rhythm. 1, 2. The lantern glows softly, swaying with each step, casting golden light upon stone walls. Shadows lengthen and vanish, only to return again with each swing. The village sleeps, but he walks on, steady and calm. He listens to the wind through the alleys, the rustle of leaves in the churchyard, the far-off call of an owl. His staff taps the stones. His lantern breathes its glow. Down by the river, a wheel turns. Its wooden blades creak as water pushes them forward. Inside, the millstones grind slowly, deeply, a low hum filling the air. Grain pours steadily from sacks, disappearing between the stones. Moments later, white flour drifts out, carried into waiting bins. The air is thick with dust, glowing in shafts of sunlight. The river does not hurry, the wheel does not tire. Turns and turns and turns, always the same, always endless. The sound of grinding, the murmur of water, the creak of wood, all blend into a single, steady rhythm. The room is warm, filled with the scent of melted wax. The candle maker dips long wicks into a pot of golden liquid. He lifts them, hangs them on a rack, and waits as the wax cools. Again he dips. Again he lifts. Again he waits. Dozens of candles sway gently in the still air. Some thick, some thin, some short, some tall, each one glowing faintly with promise. The cycle is endless, patient, soft. Dip, lift, hang, dip, lift, hang. Soon, these candles will light hearths, churches, and cottages. But here, in this moment, they rest, silent, swaying softly. Far from the village, the shepherd stands upon a quiet hill. His flock grazes slowly, bells chiming faintly as sheep move across the grass. The evening sky glows with fading light, stars just beginning to shine. The shepherd leans upon his staff, calm, unhurried. He listens to the wind, to the soft sounds of the flock, to the silence of the fields. Day follows day, night follows night, and the rhythm never changes. Sky is still dark, the stars fading as dawn slowly arrives. Inside a warm stone oven house, the baker begins his day before anyone else. He pours flour into a great wooden trough. The air fills with soft white clouds that settle gently on his hands, his clothes, his beard. He adds water, salt, a pinch of yeast, and begins to knead. His palms press into the dough, folding it over, stretching it, pushing it back. Again and again and again. The rhythm of kneading is slow, strong, unending. The oven glows faintly, fire crackling within. He shapes loaves, round, long, braided. One by one, they slide into the oven's heart, disappearing into warmth. Soon, the village will wake, drawn by the smell of fresh bread. But for now, in this still hour, only the baker works, shaping nourishment from flour and fire. The rhythm continues. Knead, fold, rise, bake. In another corner of the village, the potter sits before his spinning wheel. A lump of clay rests in his hands, cool and damp. The wheel turns slowly at first, then faster, then steady. His hands press the clay, coaxing it upward, shaping a vessel from formless earth. The walls rise, thin, smooth, perfect. The room smells of wet earth. The sound is low, the hum of the wheel, the soft slap of hands upon clay. The potter's movements are patient, precise, repeated. When one vessel is done, another begins. Bowls, jars, jugs, cups, each one different, yet each born of the same rhythm. The wheel turns, the clay rises, the pattern repeats without end. In a glowing workshop, flames roar like dragons. The glassblower lifts a long iron pipe, at its end a lump of molten glass glowing orange-red. He blows gently, turning the pipe slowly, shaping the glowing sphere. It stretches, swells, becomes thin and delicate. He dips it back into the fire, then shapes it again, spinning, turning, breathing life into fragile form. The air shimmers with heat. The glass hums softly as it cools, transforming from fire to crystal. Goblets, bottles, windows, ornaments, all shimmering with light. The process is endless. Gather, blow, shape, cool, gather, blow, shape, cool. Each piece a spark of starlight captured in human hands. Deep inside stone walls, the monastery is silent but for the scratching of quills. The scriptorium glows with candlelight. Monks bend over parchment, copying ancient words by hand. Each letter is shaped carefully, slowly, with reverence. Ink flows in black strokes. Gold leaf gleams on decorated initials. Red and blue paints brighten the page. The silence is thick, broken only by the whisper of quills, the turn of pages, the soft breath of concentration. Hours pass, unnoticed. Days pass, and the work continues. Knowledge is preserved in patient rhythm, line by line, page by page, book by book. The script flows endlessly, like time, like prayer, like a lullaby. In a sunny yard, the cooper bends wooden staves into shape. He arranges them in a circle, tapping them gently into place. A mallet rings softly as he drives iron hoops down, binding the wood tight. The barrel takes form, round, strong, enduring. Soon it will hold ale, wine, salted meat, grain, water. The process is slow, steady, exact. With creaks, iron rings, mallet strikes repeat. One barrel done, another begun. The cycle never ends. Beyond the village, wide fields stretch beneath the sun. The farmer walks behind his plow, guiding it through dark, rich soil. The oxen pull slowly, patiently, their hooves pressing into earth. The soil turns, fresh and damp, releasing the scent of life. Furrows line the land, neat and endless. Seed follows seed, cast into the rows. Season after season, the rhythm continues. Plow, sow, reap, rest. The land breathes with the farmer, and the farmer breathes with the land. Near the edge of the woods, wooden hives stand quietly. The beekeeper approaches, moving slowly, carefully. The air hums with the gentle buzzing of thousands of bees. Wings shimmer in sunlight, rising and falling like a soft, endless song. The beekeeper lifts a frame, heavy with golden honeycomb. Bees crawl calmly across the wax, their work patient, tireless, eternal. The scent is sweet, warm, floral. The hive hums, alive, endless. The cycle continues. Gather nectar, shape wax, fill comb, feed life. High above the village, the bell waits. The bell ringer pulls the rope, slow and steady. The bell swings, bronze glows, and the sound rolls out across the land. Deep, rich, endless. It marks the hour, the day, the season. The village hears, the fields hear, even the distant woods hear. The bell calls to prayer, to work, to rest. The sound rises, fades, returns, repeats. It is steady as time itself. Inside a quiet workshop, the tailor sits beneath a small window. A roll of fabric rests upon his table. Wool, linen, velvet dyed deep with colors of the earth. He threads his needle steady and sure. The thread glides through cloth, pulling tight, binding seams. Stitch by stitch, a garment begins to take shape. The air is soft with the scent of fabric and beeswax. Scissors click quietly. Cloth folds neatly. Pins gleam in the dim light. His rhythm is patient, unhurried. Stitch, pull, knot. Stitch, pull, knot. Clothes for peasants. Robes for priests. Tunics for soldiers. All born of his endless craft. The needle moves, the thread binds, the fabric grows whole again. On a low bench near the square, the shoemaker bends over a pair of worn leather boots. His tools lie neatly beside him. Hammer, awl, thread, nails. The leather smells rich, earthy, alive with years of use. He presses the sole, pierces the seam, pulls the thread taut. The sound is soft but sure. Tap of hammer, pull of stitch, sigh of leather bending. Shoes. In a cool, shadowed cellar, great barrels stand in rows. The brewer stirs a massive vat with a long wooden paddle. The air smells of malt, hops, and yeast. Bubbles rise slowly. Foam swells gently. Warmth fills the space. The paddle moves in circles again and again, never hurried. The brewer hums softly to himself as he works. Ale ferments, wine matures, mead sweetens. Time itself is an ingredient here, flowing quietly, patiently, endlessly. Mist curls along the water at dawn. A fisherman waits by the riverbank, his net folded neatly at his side. He casts it wide into the current. The water ripples, the net sinks, then rests. He waits, listening to the soft sound of the flowing river. When he draws the net in, silver fish gleam, wriggling, glistening in the pale light. Again he casts, again he waits. The river flows on, endless, carrying him deeper into stillness. At the edge of the fields, the falconer stands tall, a bird of prey perched upon his gloved hand. The falcon's feathers shimmer in sunlight, eyes sharp, wings restless. With a soft call, the bird takes flight, soaring high into the endless sky. The falcon circles, searching, gliding silently above the fields. When the signal comes, it dives swift as lightning, then returns to the falconer's glove. The rhythm is eternal. Release, soar, return, release, soar, return. Sky and earth connected in an endless dance. In a small hut at the edge of the village, bundles of herbs hang from the ceiling. The healer works at her table, grinding leaves and roots with a stone pestle. The room smells of sage, thyme, chamomile, and honey. She mixes powders into jars, brews teas, prepares poultices. Her hands move steadily, calmly, guided by memory and wisdom. Outside, villagers wait for her remedies. Inside, the rhythm is endless. Grind, stir, pour, heal, grind, stir, pour, heal. In a lively tavern, the innkeeper tends the great hearth. The fire roars, logs crackle, sparks leap upward. She sets bread upon the table, fills mugs with ale, stirs a pot of stew that bubbles slowly. The room smells of roasted meat, baked bread, spiced broth. Travelers speak in quiet voices, their words blending with laughter, clinking mugs, and the sigh of the fire. The innkeeper moves gently among them, steady and kind. Her rhythm is one of welcome, endless as the fire that burns each night. A pilgrim walks along a dusty path. His staff taps the earth, step by step, steady and slow. The road stretches far into the horizon, lined with fields, woods, and small chapels. Birdsong drifts from the hedges. Bells ring faintly in the distance. The pilgrim walks on, never hurried, never resting long. Each step is prayer, each mile a story. The rhythm of his journey is endless. Step, breathe, step, breathe. Deep in a dark forge, the swordsmith works with intense patience. Flames roar in the hearth, casting flickering shadows across the stone walls. He lifts a glowing bar of steel with tongs, examines it closely. Hammer in hand, he strikes carefully, shaping the metal with rhythmic precision. The sound of hammer against steel echoes. Tap, pause, tap, pause. Each strike sparks a tiny flame, like stars dancing in slow motion. He bends, polishes, quenches the steel in water, then heats it again. A blade begins to take form, balanced and sharp, ready for centuries of service. The swordsmith's hands move endlessly, shaping fire into a tool of strength and beauty. In the market square, a spice merchant arranges jars of fragrant powders. Cinnamon, cloves, saffron, and pepper fill the air with warm, exotic scents. He lifts each jar carefully, pouring small amounts into scales, weighing each fraction with precision. The soft clink of metal coins blends with the murmurs of the crowd. Customers pause, inhale deeply, and smile at the aroma of faraway lands. The merchant repeats his motions. Lift, pour, weigh, package. His rhythm is endless, steady, like the flow of distant rivers carrying scents and stories from across the world. In the cool shade of the forest, the woodcutter swings his axe with slow, controlled strength. Trees rise like silent giants, leaves rustling softly in the breeze. The axe bites into the bark, thuds echoing. Then the tree groans and sways before falling. He stacks the logs neatly, one by one, the scent of fresh pine filling the air. His movements repeat endlessly. Chop, lift, stack, chop, lift, stack. The forest breathes with him, alive in rhythm and sound. At the edge of the churchyard, the gravedigger works in quiet solitude. His spade pierces dark soil, turning it slowly. The air is cool and still, the only sound the soft scrape of metal against earth. He moves deliberately, with care and respect, shaping the resting place for lives long past. Each motion is slow, endless, meditative. Dig, lift, pat, dig, lift, pat. He pauses, listening to the wind through the trees, the distant bell toll, the soft sigh of grass. Time flows gently here, measured in each shovelful of earth. In a small candle-lit room, the midwife waits quietly beside a mother. Her hands are calm, her voice soft, her presence reassuring. She arranges cloth, water, and herbs, preparing for the quiet miracle of birth. Hours pass slowly, measured in gentle breaths, soft whispers, and tiny movements. The baby stirs, the mother sighs, and the midwife guides each moment with steady rhythm. Grains of time stretch endlessly here. Wait, guide, soothe, wait, guide, soothe. Night flows on outside, silent and infinite, while life begins again inside. By a sunlit riverbank, the tanner works with hides, soaking them in water and treating them with care. The smell is rich, earthy, familiar, strong but grounding. He stretches the leather, presses it, scrapes it smooth. The rhythm repeats endlessly. Soak, stretch, scrape, soak, stretch, scrape. Hides are transformed into shoes, belts, saddles, and bags. Each piece carries the patience of the tanner, shaped slowly by hands that know their craft. Water rushes beneath the great mill wheel. Inside, the millstones grind grain into fine flour. The sound is steady, low, hypnotic. Grind, grind, grind. Dust rises like soft mist in the sunlight that falls through the windows. The miller checks the flow, adjusts the wheel, adds grain. The rhythm is endless. Turn, pour, grind. In a sunny yard, the cartwright works with oak and iron. He shapes wheels with careful precision, smoothing the rims, hammering the hoops tight. The sound of wood and metal blends. Thud, tap, ring. Carts, wagons, and wheelbarrows slowly take form. Each wheel balanced, each cart strong enough to carry life and goods across villages. The rhythm is steady, patient, eternal. Shape, fit, bind, shape, fit, bind. Wax melts slowly in a glowing cauldron. The candle maker dips wicks into liquid gold, lifts, hangs, and waits for the wax to set. Rows upon rows of candles sway gently, reflecting soft lamplight. The cycle is patient and eternal. Dip, lift, hang, dip, lift, hang. Candles will light homes, chapels, and hearths, but now they rest in calm. The rhythm itself becomes a lullaby, gentle and continuous. In a quiet corner of the market, the apothecary arranges glass jars on wooden shelves. Each jar glows softly in the sunlight. Dried lavender, chamomile, sage, and rosemary. He lifts a small mortar, crushing leaves with gentle pressure. Powder drifts into the air, faint but fragrant, mingling with the smell of beeswax and old wood. The apothecary mixes potions slowly. Pour, stir, measure, pour, stir, measure. Every motion is deliberate, patient, and calm. Each herb holds the promise of healing, each mixture a song of care. As night falls, the tavern fills with the scent of roasted meat and spiced wine. The innkeeper moves steadily, arranging mugs, stirring pots, checking fires. The warm glow of the hearth casts dancing shadows across wooden beams. Travelers murmur quietly, laughter soft, stories unfolding like smoke in the air. The rhythm is gentle. Stir, pour, wipe, stir, pour, wipe. The fire crackles, mugs clink, and the innkeeper's movements guide the night's calm. Under the silver glow of the moon, the watchman patrols the village walls. His boots tap softly against stone, lanterns swinging in time with each step. The village sleeps, the wind whispers through alleys, leaves rustle gently. The rhythm is endless. Step, pause, step, pause. He listens to the night, eyes alert, breath steady, moving like the heartbeat of the town itself. Early morning mist curls between the trees as the hunter moves quietly. His bow rests in his hand, arrows strapped carefully to his back. Leaves crunch softly beneath his boots. Birds call faintly in the distance. He pauses, watches, waits patient and still. The rhythm of the hunt is slow. Move, observe, wait, move, observe, wait. The forest breathes with him, alive and eternal. By the riverbank, the shipwright works on a wooden hull. Planks rise from the frame, joined carefully with nails and tarred rope. Hammer meets wood, saws glide, water laps against the dock in a gentle rhythm. Each motion is repeated slowly, deliberately. Measure, cut, fit a measure, cut, fit. The ship begins to take shape, strong and ready for distant waters. The smell of wet wood and tar fills the air. The river carries the sound of work endlessly downstream. In a workshop filled with smoke and heat, molten bronze pours into clay molds. The bell founder wipes his brow, listens to the crackle of fire. The liquid metal glows like captured sunlight. When it cools, the bell will toll across villages and valleys for centuries. The rhythm continues. Pour, wait, cool. Pour, wait, cool. The bell rests heavy and silent for now, but soon it will sing, endless and strong. Along the cobblestone street, the glass merchant arranges shimmering objects. Goblets, bottles, tiny figurines, colors catching sunlight and scattering rainbows. He lifts, turns, sets down, polishing each piece. The sound of soft glass tapping wood blends with the hum of the market. Each gesture repeats. Lift, turn, polish, lift, turn, polish. The glass catches the light. The world shines softly through it, endlessly. By a vat of deep indigo, the dyer dips long pieces of cloth into the rich liquid. He lifts them slowly, lets them drip, then hangs them on wooden beams to dry. Scarlet, gold, and sapphire fabrics glimmer in the sun. The rhythm of dyeing is gentle, patient, unending. Dip, lift, hang, dip, lift, hang. Each cloth becomes more vivid, more alive, as time passes softly around it. High above the fields, the falcon circles, gliding with effortless grace. With a soft call, it swoops, dives, then returns to the falconer's gloved hand. The rhythm repeats endlessly. Release, soar, return, release, soar, return. The wind hums through feathers, carrying the falcon and falconer into a calm, infinite dance. In a small, sunlit room, the perfumer arranges delicate bottles of scented oils. Lavender, rose, jasmine, and sandalwood perfume the air softly. He measures drops with careful precision, mixing each fragrance slowly. The sounds are soft. A bottle lid clicks, a drop falls, the brush brushes lightly. Each motion repeats endlessly. Measure, mix, pour, measure, mix, pour. The fragrances drift across the room, wrapping it in calm, a gentle lullaby for the senses. At the river's edge, planks of timber lie ready for assembly. The boat builder lifts each piece carefully, fitting it against the frame. Hammer taps, saw glides, rope tightens. The sound echoes softly across the water. The river laps gently against the dock, keeping time with each motion. Step by step, plank by plank, the hull grows sturdy and smooth. The rhythm is endless. Measure, cut, fit a measure, cut, fit. In a dim workshop, the lantern maker bends thin metal into frames. Glass panes are cut carefully, polished, and placed within. Candle holders are soldered slowly, patiently. The soft ring of tools, the scrape of metal, the tap of glass, all combine into a gentle, repetitive music. Each lantern will glow in homes and streets, guiding travelers safely. The rhythm is calm and endless. Shape, cut, polish, shape, cut, polish. A hill bathed in early light, mist curling around the grass. The shepherd calls softly to his flock, moving among them gently. Sheep shift, graze, bells tinkling faintly. Step by step, call by call, he walks along winding paths, tending to each quietly. The rhythm of care is eternal. Walk, watch, guide, walk, watch, guide. The mist rolls slowly across the valley, carrying him deeper into calm. Hides soak in large vats of water, slowly softened by time and patience. The tanner lifts each hide, stretches, scrapes, presses it with steady hands. The earthy scent is strong but grounding, His motions repeat endlessly. Soak, lift, stretch, soak, lift, stretch. Leather is shaped for shoes, belts, and saddles, each piece born of slow, deliberate rhythm. The candle maker dips wicks into golden wax as twilight falls. Each candle rises slowly, cools, and sways gently in the dim light. The room is silent except for soft drips and the quiet hum of the craftsman. Dip, lift, hang, dip, lift, hang. The rhythm is endless, comforting, hypnotic. The falcon swoops across fields under the fading sun. With a soft call, it rises, circles, then returns to the falconer's gloved hand. Release, soar, return, release, soar, return. The wind hums through feathers, carrying the falcon and falconer into calm, infinite motion. The chandler stirs molten wax in a bronze pot. The warm scent drifts through the workshop, blending with the faint smell of honey and wood. He dips wicks, lifts, and hangs each candle carefully. The soft drips echo gently. Dip, lift, hang. Dip, lift, hang. The room glows softly, rows upon rows of golden light ready to illuminate homes, chapels, and streets. Furs of all shades, brown, white, gray, are laid across tables. The furrier brushes, trims, and stretches each pelt carefully. His hands move in gentle repetition. Brush, trim, stretch, brush, trim, stretch. The scent of leather and fur fills the air, grounding, soothing. Cloaks, hats, gloves, all born of slow, patient craftsmanship. High above, in the stone tower, the bell ringer pulls thick ropes. The bells swing, bronze echoing across the village and fields. Toll, toll, toll. The rhythm is endless, marking time, seasons, prayers, life itself. Below, villagers continue their routines, unconsciously in step with the eternal sound. Parchment lies flat, threads and leather ready. The bookbinder sews pages together carefully, folds covers, presses spines. Every movement slow, deliberate. Fold, sew, press, fold, sew, press. The scent of leather and ink drifts softly. Books for monks, nobles, and scholars, each crafted with infinite patience. Wood and iron meet under his steady hands. Wheels are perfectly round, carts smooth and strong. Hammer taps, saw glides, rope tightens, each motion repeats, endless, steady, meditative. The carts will carry goods across villages, yet here the rhythm itself is timeless. The falcon glides across the pink-orange sky. Soft calls, wings slicing the air, returning to the glove. Release, soar, return. The horizon stretches infinitely, and the bird's flight seems endless, soothing. Leaves rustle gently, the scent of herbs fills the air. The herbalist trims, crushes, mixes plants into remedies. Grind, stir, pour, grind, stir, pour. Time stretches as each leaf, each root, becomes part of an eternal, healing rhythm. The wheel turns, clay rises, a vessel takes shape. Bowls, jugs, cups, each molded slowly with care. Spin, shape, smooth, spin, shape, smooth. Soft earth scent, cool clay, quiet hands. The process is endless, like the turning of the seasons themselves. Sparks leap as steel meets hammer. Armor, swords, tools born in glowing fire. Tap, strike, pause, tap, strike, pause.